This is a fighting game that I'm just trying to play. I'm gonna play as sheesh. Skills. Alright. I'm gonna play as my favorite character, and yeah. Let's see what we have to do. Hey,
Satsuki.
yeah, they got the actual Shogun up in this game, you know. Ooh, they're good at catching.
You wanna fight?
I wanna see how he plays.
Round one. Fight.
Not that good. What's that?
KO.
He's horrible.
Round two. Fight. KO.
He get dogged on.
Perfect. Round three. Fight. KO.
What was that supposed to do? What was that supposed to do?
Round four. Fight. KO. Perfect. You win.
Oh, this one. Alright. I'm going over to the next opponent. It's not even going all the way up to the two-sword. Alright, hold up. Let me catch my search. Go online. Yo, this game is free and you can play online. This game is alright. One, let's see. Yeah. Well, I haven't played yet. I haven't played him yet. Let me put on that red. Near my skill level. Why that man looks so high? Why did that man look so high? You off there, Earth. Hey, tell us how you come there. I'm trying to throw it back. And it's pretty simple controls, look. Most sport moves and
Here comes a new challenger.
casual match.
Will patience prevail?
Ew, you slimy. Ew, you slimy.
Round one. Fight.
We'll see how you play. You play weird. You play weird.
Counter.
He's not that good.
Fight. KO. Round three. Fight.
Okay.
Counter. KO. Round
Oh,
four.
jeez.
Fight.
He's using the barrage effect.
Counter. 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 Counter.
He's playing his zombie. He's not play his zombie out.
KO.
What is that? What's the point?
You win.
Next opponent. Next, you know what, for the rest of the video, let me see what I can do with Shogun. Like Shogun. I think you could just change your accountant. Alright. I don't understand why he was so bad. Overhead slash forward. Overhead slashes. Yeah. Guys, they give
Oronomaru. Jaina.
You wanna fight? Truce him. Let me got ranked. How could we do? Hopefully it's like 20 goes. Oh shit. I'm fucking for the sun. Red. Really? Oh. 3 people. Okay. Let me get my 3 mains. I'm fucking for the fun. That's all fuck, man. If I haven't practiced that in a while.
Jaina. Brave.
Who is my equal?
Yeah. Who is my equal? Yeah. No one is equal to you. Everybody's above you. You don't know? Okay. Just one character combo that I haven't had to see in a while. You have a tendency, like when you practicing, you have a tendency just to start lagging. Okay, let me get my... Alright, let's see if I can get in the match.
Max Geiger is a watchmaker, scientist, and logical thinker. His particular interest lies in the study of time and whether it can be altered or even controlled. Geiger is a zoning character who can control the pace of a match. He's also Fantasy Strike's version of a charge character. Whenever Geiger holds forward, he loses his charge, meaning his gear meter instantly empties. It fills very quickly as long as you either hold back or simply stand in neutral. He can't do either of his 2 ground special moves or his air C unless he's fully charged up. So in other words, he cannot walk forward and use those moves right away. Because his 3 gear meter moves have this inherent drawback, they're very good in other ways. His first ground special move is Time Spiral. This projectile gear has an unusually short recovery time, and you can hold the B button down to do a delayed version, where Geiger sends the time spiral slightly into the future. By delaying the projectile, it lets you fully recover by the time it travels across the screen, so you can follow it and threaten combos with block strings. Geiger's other ground special is Flash Gear with the C button. This is an invulnerable attack, and it's one of the best reversals in the game that doesn't cost super meter. He can use it to hit jumpers or simply blow through attacks on the ground. Only the start of it is invulnerable, so try to do it late against jumpers. Your gear recovers quickly enough, and sometimes through a time spiral, then flash gear the opponent as they jump over it. Geiger's ground normal moves all have very different purposes. His forward plus A backhand is a long-range, fast poke that can potentially combo after a time spiral. In order to do this move, you have to hold forward though, which means you'll lose your gear charge. That can be worth it because his backhand is that good of a poke. His neutral A punch has short range, but it can cancel to specials. That lets him combo to either time spiral or flash gear. But remember to keep holding neutral or back or you'll lose your gear charge. His back plus A step kick allows him to travel forward without actually holding forward, so he can advance a little bit while keeping his gear charge. This move has slow startup, but it's extremely safe on block, allowing him to do pressure strings of several moves. If you hit with a step kick, you can combo to flash gear. And if you counter hit with it, that is, if you hit the opponent out of the startup of their move, you can actually combo into a neutral punch and then into flash gear. Geiger's jump A is a long horizontal kick, which is good for hitting air to air and also for jumping in to do combos. His air B is phase out, a move that briefly stops time for himself, but not for anyone else. During this brief time, he's completely invulnerable. He can use it to avoid enemy moves, even enemy supers, and to mix up his timing and his jump arc to confuse the opponent. And Geiger can still attack after a phase out on the way down. His Air C is a drop gear, a diagonally downward kick. Like any special move, it triggers block damage. You can use it to start pressure strings that threaten even more block damage. You can use it to cross up if you're close. On hit, you can combo off. You can't jump forward and use drop gear because it requires you to have full gear meter. This means it's important to consider your spacing so that you can work in and jump straight up C at opportune times. A nice trick is that you can jump forward and phase out, which takes long enough that your gear meter fills up while you're still in the air. Then, drop gear before you land. This lets you threaten some offense while still keeping your options open. Your opponent doesn't know if you'll do Air C after they phase out, or kick with A, or simply fall straight to the ground. Geiger's Time Stop super allows him to casually stroll forward while time is stopped. He walks a fixed distance, then automatically does an invulnerable attack. Think of it as a teleport into an attack.
Here comes a new challenger.
That scared me, oh shit. Ooh.
Game 1.
I'm playing.
You haven't practiced enough.
This will be great fun.
Ooh.
Round 1. Fight. Round 2.
Alright.
Fight.
Knock each other, buddy.
KO. Round 3. Fight.
Knock each other, buddy.
Round 4. Fight.
I could try the battle again.
Round 5. Fight. KO.
I kept on doing this stepping ability at the long song.
Game 2. Don't let me get close.
And I don't want to hear nobody in my comments saying you good because you played this character.
Fight.
You got the best combo.
KO. Round 2. Fight.
Oh, the command grab.
KO.
There we go.
Round 3. Fight. Landslide.
Time to start the battle.
KO.
You tried to control the battle, so
Had to put him into place.
Game 3.
Let's get this over with.
Watch out, them traps!
Arga.
Round 1. Fight.
Okay, let's do it better. Water first. I don't like. I hate have to play zoners.
2. Fight. Round 3. Fight. KO. Jaina wins. Game 4.
This will be great fun.
Don't let me get close. Round 1. Fight. Landslide. Landslide. KO.
Okay. Let's see how he's gonna play.
Round 2. Fight. KO.
No more landslide.
Round 3. Fight. KO.
Behind you.
Perfect. Round 4. Fight. KO. Satsuki wins. Congratulations.
Semifinals. Da.
Satsuki Haruki is a ninja student at Fox's Den School. She's eager to learn.
Here comes a new challenger. Game 1.
Overpowered team.
Don't let me get close.
Let's get this over with.
Don't worry, he won't get anywhere close. Winning, that's it. That is. Battle.
Round 1. Fight.
Yeah.
Round 3. Fight.
Okay.
Counter.
As soon as I get that extra health gone.
Round 4. Fight. Round 5. Fight. Checkmate. Monster. Caution. Jaina wins.
Know the enemy and yourself.
Jeez.
Round 1. Fight. KO. Round 2. Fight. KO. Round 3. Fight. KO.
Your door's down.
Round 4. Fight. Perfect. Round 5. Fight. Valerie wins.
You got the best combo.
Game 3.
Watch how you've been trapped.
This will be great fun.
Round
Easy
1.
challenge.
Fight. KO.
Like that.
Round 2. Fight.
already before I know this.
Round 3. Fight.
You're not shit.
Counter.
Kunai.
KO.
Just like to find a flash here. That
Satsuki wins.
was not fun.
Congratulations.
Satsuki Haruki is a ninja student of Fox's Den School. She's eager to learn, especially from Brave, and she's incredibly fast, agile, and stealthy. Satsuki is a rushdown character. She has only 5 hit points, tied for least in the game, but she makes up for it with her ability to overwhelm the opponent with speed and tricks. Let's start with her air moves. Her air A, B, and C are Dive Kick, Kunai Toss, and Flying Fox. Her Flying Fox can be done toward the opponent or away, and she can do it 2 times before landing. On hit or on block, she can also cancel it into her Dive Kick or her Kunai. Her bread and butter combo is Flying Fox, Dive Kick, Normal Attack, then Super. That's 4 damage, and it's one of the most practical 4 damage combos to land in real matches in the whole game. There's 2 drawbacks to be aware of here, though. She can only do this combo if she has Super Meter, and the Flying Fox move has pretty low priority. So if you really need a high priority attack, it's best to start with Dive Kick and only do 3 damage total. Her Kunai is a great help here, though. When she's far, she can throw it.
Here comes a new challenger. Round 1. Fight. Round 2. Fight. Round 3. Fight. Round 4. Fight. You lose.
I didn't expect OS to be a character I don't know. Where is
General Onamaru is a master tactician in charge of the Flagstone Army. He's physically imposing and demands discipline from his soldiers. He's also adept at personal combat, where he wields an enormous sword. Onimaru's moves and movement are generally very slow, but extremely powerful. He deals a ton of damage and uses armor to power through hits to create favorable trades. Onimaru has a unique mechanic called Guard Crush. Normally, when opponents block 3 special or super moves, they lose a point of life, which we call block damage. But against Onimaru, rather than taking block damage, they get hit for real. To help opponents know they're in danger of this, whenever they block 2 such moves, a shield icon with a crack in it appears over their character, indicating they're in danger of a Guard Crush. If they try to block a 3rd move capable of block damage, that icon shatters and they get hit rather than blocking. Onimaru's Guard Crush is even more threatening because all his blade attacks are capable of dealing block damage, even 2 of his normal moves, Back A and Forward A. Back A is a sweep, while Forward A is a deadly overhead slice that deals 2 damage. His neutral A doesn't deal block damage, but it's his fastest attack. All of these normal attacks can cancel the special moves. Onimaru's B special attack, Tactical Slice, is a poke with huge range that deals a whopping 2 damage. The part where he spins around is invulnerable to projectiles, so he can step around them to hit the opponent. The recovery of this move puts him in a special stance where he can't block, but he can do 3 different enders: Shoulder Ram, Spirit Fire, or Parry. Press A for a fast shoulder ram that gives frame advantage on block. Press B for a slow attack with big range that has an active hitbox for a long time due to the samurai spirits it summons. Those spirits can destroy projectiles too. Or press C for a parry that's invulnerable to strikes and projectiles, and that automatically hits back if Onimaru gets hit. You can also hold the C button down to extend the duration of your parry attempt. It lasts pretty long this way. The parry is important because threatening it makes the opponent afraid to attack during the recovery of your tactical slice. If you know they will hesitate, then you don't need to parry at all, and you can apply pressure with either the shoulder ram or the Spirit Fire follow-up. Another thing to know about the special stance after his B is that you can backdash or forward dash, but only once. To dash from the stance, you either tap forward or back for backdash, or you can hold forward plus jump or back plus jump for backdash. If you backdash, you'll end the stance and be able to block. If you forward dash, you'll still be in the stance and able to threaten to parry. Onimaru's walk speed is so slow that he actually...
Here comes a new challenger. Game 1.
Oh, thank you. That wasn't a real match.
This will be great fun. This will be great fun.
Bet.
Round 1. Fight. Counter. KO.
Oh.
Round 2. Fight. Counter. KO. Round 3. Fight.
I'm gone.
Counter. KO. Setsuki wins. Game 2. Round 1. Fight. KO. Perfect. Round 2. Fight.
I was expecting it.
Valerie wins.
Oh shit, I'm actually losing.
Let's get this over with.
Don't let me get close. Round one. Fight.
You stand down all my combo screen. There's nothing you can do against that character when he get close.
Round two. Fight. Landslide. Earthquake. Vines. KO. Round three. Fight. Landslide. Vines. Crusher. Counter. KO.
He had to use that.
Rook wins. Congratulations. We got one thing. Probably to be some type of stuff. Samurai. Some type of samurai. Every character that you have to wait 3 years to move.
Jefferson DeGray is a lawyer who fights for justice. His primary motivation is exposing the truth, and his primary physical skill is punching. DeGray was granted unnaturally long life by Persephone, and she left behind her ghostly friend to watch over DeGray and make sure he keeps up his quest of fighting tyrants. DeGray's gameplay isn't about Rushdown exactly, and it isn't about zoning either. It's about frame trapping, which means making the opponent attack at the wrong times and punishing them for it greatly. Whenever you hit an opponent out of the startup of their moves in Fantasy Strike, you get a counter hit that stuns them slightly longer. But DeGray in particular has a special property. His counter hits cause much more dramatic effects, like wall bounces and ground bounces. DeGray's B-button special is counterpoint step. He quickly dashes back, then forward again, and he can end the move 3 different ways by pressing either A, B, or C. A ends with Daggerfall Thrust, a punch that's very safe on block and gives a lot of frame advantage, which you can see from the blue symbol that appears on block. B ends with this powerful Tyrant Crusher, which does 2 damage. If you counter hit with it, it wall bounces the opponent, and you can tyrant pressure again. He even says a different voice line to do. Ending with C does justice kicks, an invulnerable attack that's unsafe on block. Degray's C button sends this ghost out to grab the opponent. If she grabs them, she won't do any damage, but they're stunned briefly, so Degray can hit them himself. A good technique is to send out the ghost, then counterpoint step, and simply react to what happens. If the ghost grabs, then tyrant pressure. If not, then end with a safe punch or with no ender at all. Air C also summons the ghost and can be used in similar ways to the ground C. You can also do some crossover trickery with the air version. Degray's neutral A punch can combo to a second hit if you press A twice. If the ghost grabs the opponent when you're nearby, this is a good way to get 2 quick damage. Or you can punch and then cancel the second punch into the ghost summon to keep up the pressure. His forward A is a forward-moving shoulder attack that he can cancel into ground specials. His back A ground pound has really long range, and on counter hit, it sends the opponent flying so you can tyrant pressure them. You can actually combo his shoulder attack and then tyrant pressure the ground pound counter hit. It lets him do 4 damage mid-screen, but you have to really work to set up that situation. Degray's Air B can cancel to a second hit if you press the button twice. This move gives him a lot of mobility, and it lets him chase down opponents if he's far away. He can jump in and go for 2 damage with it, and on block, opponents aren't sure if he'll do 1 or 2 attacks. As an air-to-air move, it's difficult to juggle for 2 damage with it, but on counter hit, it is possible. Degray's ground super is a parry move called Ghost Riposte. If an opponent attacks into it with a strike, he'll automatically reverse it.
Here comes a new challenger. Game 1.
You haven't practiced enough.
Don't let me get close. Round 1.
Try to take it.
Fight. Landslide. Landslide. Earthquake. Vines. Landslide. Landslide. Earthquake. KO. Round 2. Fight. Landslide. 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 Vines. I'll show you! KO! Round 3. Fight!
We both have to
Hand crush! I'll show you! Counter! Crusher! Earthquake! Landslide! KO! Round 4. Fight! Crusher! Checkmate! Monster! Landslide! Landslide! KO! Round 5. Fight! Landslide! Counter! Landslide! Checkmate! Monster!
2 grabs in a row.
Rook wins. Game 2.
Let the test begin.
Nothing's been rigged.
Round 1. Fight. Counter. Counter. KO.
What?
Round 2. Fight. Counter. Counter.
Time spiral.
Counter. KO.
Crap without
Round
cleaning.
3. Fight. KO. Round 4. Fight. KO.
Why is he playing like that?
Geiger wins. Game 3.
I'll make it exciting.
This will be great fun.
Round 1. Fight. Counter. 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 KO. Round 2. Fight. Counter. KO. Perfect. Round 3. Fight.
Take that.
Counter. KO. Round 4. Fight. KO. Setsuki wins.
Oh, he's like a dude.
Congratulations.
Jefferson DeGray is a lawyer who fights for justice. His primary motivation is exposing the truth, and his primary physical skill is punching. DeGray was granted unnaturally long life by Persephone, and she left behind her ghostly friend to watch over DeGray and make sure he keeps up his quest of fighting tyrants. DeGray's gameplay isn't about Rushdown exactly, and it isn't about zoning either. It's about frame trapping, which means making the opponent attack at the wrong times and punishing them for it greatly. Whenever you hit an opponent out of the start of their moves in Fantasy Strike, you get a counter hit that stuns them slightly longer. DeGray in particular has a special property. His counter hits cause much more dramatic effects, like wall bounces and ground bounces. DeGray's B-button special is Counterpoint Step. He quickly dashes back, then forward again, and he can end the move 3 different ways by pressing either A, B, or C. A ends with Daggerfall Thrust, a punch that's very safe on block and gives a lot of frame advantage, which you can see from the blue symbol that appears on block. B ends with his powerful Tyrant Crusher, which does 2 damage. If you counter hit it, it wall bounces the opponent, and you can Tyrant Crusher again. He even says a different voice line to do. Ending with C does Justice Kicks, an invulnerable attack that's unsafe on block. DeGray's C button sends his ghost out to grab the opponent. If she grabs them, she won't do any damage. They're stunned briefly, so DeGray can hit them himself. A good technique is to send out the ghost, then Counterpoint Step, and simply react to what happens. If the ghost grabs, then Tyrant Crusher. If not, then end with a safe punch or with no ender at all. Air C also summons the ghost and can be used in similar ways to the ground C. You can also do some crossover trickery with the air version. DeGray's neutral A punch can combo to a second hit if you press A twice. If the ghost grabs the opponent when you're nearby, this is a good way to get 2 quick damage. Or you can punch and then cancel the second punch into the ghost summon to keep up the pressure. His forward A is a forward-moving shoulder attack that he can cancel into ground specials.
Here comes a new challenger. Unshakable.
Why do they always have me play as him?
Round 1.
Not fine.
Fight. Counter. Counter. Round 2. Fight. Checkmate. Monster. KO. Round 3. Fight. KO. Perfect.
That's the dumbest thing.
Fight. Counter. Crusher. KO. Round 5. Fight. Checkmate. Monster. KO. Round 6. Fight. Fight! KO! You win!
General Onomaru is a master. Onomaru two frames its tackle or bash. The opponent happens to do a fast attack, even if the opponent is doing a faster move. You might get hit C-Scram, neutral A, hilt bash, then repeat. You can't keep it up forever, and they can do a fast or invulnerable move to get out, but it's still a good pressure tool. His C special, Divide and Conquer, is a two-hit move that's armored. Armor is really important because it allows you to attack even if the opponent is doing a faster move. You might get hit, but you'll hit them too. You can use the move on prediction against projectiles from far away, and you can use it as anti-air too. You'll sometimes even get both hits against a jumping opponent. His jumping A is a bunt that bounces him on hit or block. He can bounce up to 3 times for 3 hits. That's not a combo, but it can be tricky and confusing. Although he's often punishable, the opponent doesn't know if he'll do 1, 2, or 3 attacks. His jumping B, Spirit Slice, is a really long-reaching horizontal attack. Its hitbox stays active for a really long time as the Samurai Spirits come out. This move can command the air-to-air game, but it also lets Onomaru come down on rounded opponents. He can even threaten it as he jumps over a projectile. The very beginning of Spirit Slice is a strike attack as the sword hits, but the rest of the active frames are classified as a projectile. That means the magical samurai heads can actually destroy enemy projectiles if they happen to intersect. It means that Rook's Air B vines can go through them too, but not through the beginning part where the sword itself hits. His jumping C, Helmbreaker, has him slam down to the ground. It's armored, so he'll keep going even if he gets hit once. This move does 2 damage on hit, but it can't actually hit the opponent until it lands. And though it has long recovery, you can cancel that recovery with an invulnerable Rising Sword by pressing C again. This makes the opponent hesitant to punish this move on block because they aren't sure if you have a Rising Sword waiting for them. You can vary the timing of when you Rising Sword to further trick them. Rising Sword doesn't usually combo after Helmbreaker unless the Helmbreaker was a counter hit. In that case, you can combo easily if you're close enough. Onomaru's ground super is Martial Law. It's a huge 2-damage sword slash that's invulnerable until just before it hits. It has 2 other important properties too. First, it's fast. It's twice as fast as his other pokes, so he can punish things or interrupt things with it that he otherwise couldn't. Second, you can hold down the S button when you do it to charge up and perform a level 2 or level 3 version. These versions are not invulnerable, but the level 2 version reaches even farther and it does 3 damage, while the level 3 version reaches full screen, does 4 damage, and is unblockable. This super has many incredible uses. It gets you out of trouble. It reaches through projectiles, and even if you get hit, you deal your damage first, so maybe you'll win the round just before you die. Sometimes getting hit out of it lets you combo forward A for 4 damage total. You can land the super after a successful parry. You can use it as anti-air. You can whiff punish things. The level 3 unblockable has a lot of uses too. When you get a knockdown from the parry, or from Air B, or from a counter hit Air C, you can start charging to level 3 and threaten to do an unblockable as the opponent gets up. You can also threaten it if the opponent commits to a slow move from far, or even if they just hesitate and don't know what to do. His air super, Clockwork Soldiers, summons 2 robot soldiers that advance toward the enemy. They each have 2 hit points, so it's pretty difficult for the opponent to deal with them and Onomaru at the same time. He has a lot of potential to guard crush them during this super. A single attack from the opponent can hit both Onomaru and one of the Clockwork Soldiers, so Onomaru has to be careful with how he pressures. Try to set up deadly guard crushes while also baiting the opponent to do something dumb. Onimaru is somewhat slow and deliberate, but he's also incredibly damaging with his 2 damage attacks, 4 damage unblockable super, and unblockable guard crush setups. He usually wants to stay at mid-range and rely on his high-priority sword attacks as well as his armored moves to blow through the attacks of faster, weaker characters. If you know the enemy and know your Onimaru tools, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. Grave Stormborn is a highly disciplined martial artist committed to improving his skills every day. He draws on the power of wind and lightning. He has a sword, but he was taught from a young age to use it only sparingly. Though primarily a zoner, Grave is a versatile character, and he's able to fight at both long range and up close. His lightning cloud projectile lets him keep opponents away. When they try to jump over it, he can anti-air them with either his knife hand, neutral A attack, or his Dragonheart, ground super. This is the basic game plan of the so-called Shoto characters in other fighting games. To mix things up, Grave can hold down the B button to create a bigger but shorter range lightning cloud. This really messes with the opponent's ability to jump over projectiles, and they'll often end up landing in the big cloud. Grave can also control the speed of his normal-sized lightning clouds by holding back, neutral, or forward while pressing B to get slow, medium, or fast versions. Grave's double palm reaches pretty far, and his sweep reaches even farther. All of his normal attacks can cancel into his lightning cloud. On the ground, this allows him to do simple 2-hit combos. He can jump kick first to do a 3 damage combo, and that's his bread and butter. Even if these moves are blocked, Grave is still in a good position. Grave's Sword Slash reaches far horizontally, and amazingly, it's totally invulnerable, like Dragon Punches in other fighting games. This gives it some incredible uses, but a sword attack is more about prediction than reaction. It has a lot of startup time. The threat of it keeps opponents on their toes. It's unsafe on block, so only use it when you have a solid read. By the way, you can tell it's unsafe on block by the big red symbol that appears when it's blocked. The red symbol means your opponent will recover first. A blue one means you'll recover first. And the bigger the red symbol, the more time your opponent has to hit you back. Grave's jump A can cross up and lead to a combo. His jumping B can also cross up, and it knocks the opponent down on a hit. It has a large horizontal hitbox, so it's great for coming down on top of an opponent. Pressing C in the air summons the wind. You can hold back or forward to summon it in either direction, though it's usually best to blow it toward the opponent. The effect is so powerful that it's limited by his cloud meter, so you must wait several seconds between uses. The wind blows the opponent back, making it difficult for them to get near you during a few seconds that it's in effect. It also powers up 2 of Grave's other moves. His lightning clouds become bigger and can destroy incoming projectiles and keep going. And his whirlwind strikes a lightning blow while the wind is blowing. Grave can take advantage of each burst of wind in 2 main ways. He can use it to intensify his keep away powers, making it very hard for opponents to get near him. Or he can go on the offensive with it. It blows himself too, so his jumps become huge, and the lightning from his whirlwind is a real threat. If it happens to hit, he can juggle afterwards, including into his super. Grave's ground super does 1 damage, it's a glancing blow, but if he gets a deep hit, it goes into a special sequence that deals 2 damage. You'll get that more damaging version if you juggle into it after a lightning strike. Grave's air super is an aerial parry. If the opponent attacks into it with any kind of strike, Grave will parry that attack and will dramatically hit back for 2 damage. Another important thing to know about Grave is his ability to force block damage. As a general rule in all of Fantasy Strike, when players block a special or super move, the last chunk of their life bar starts flashing. If they block a second special or super move within a few seconds, it will flash faster. If they block a third, they'll lose that point of life, which we call taking block damage. Grave is one of the best characters at dealing block damage because of the combination of the different speeds of his projectile, his large projectile, and his powered-up projectiles during the wind.
Here comes a new challenger.
Justice!
Round 2. Fight! Round 3. Fight! Round 4. Fight! Counter! KO!
This is the worst character to go.
Cyrus Quince is the Chief Magistrate of Flagstone. He's a charismatic, duly elected leader who has only the best interests of the people in mind. There are those, such as the lawyer de Grey, who say that Quince's reputation is built entirely on lies and illusions, but they're just dissident criminals. Quince is a tricky, deceptive character. He uses mix-ups so the opponent doesn't know how to block, and illusions so they don't know what to attack. Though he may seem slightly weak when the opponent is wise to his illusions, his power level skyrockets for brief moments when he can make his illusions real. He requires a lot of knowledge to play well. Quince's B special is High Standard, a forward lunging kick. Afterwards, an illusion of Quince automatically appears above the opponent and dashes downward to do his Low Standard. The illusion can't hit or be hit, though. It's just for confusion. But if you press the B button twice, then the real Quince performs the High Standard, then Low Standard, and the illusion becomes the Quince that stood still between those moves. Low Standard is a cross-up, so the opponent will have to block it the other way, but they aren't sure which Quince is real, so if they try to block Low Standard, they might end up walking into your attack or throw. Quince's neutral A is a simple punch, but a very important one. It's his fastest hitting ground move, and it can combo into his B attack. Also, if he does BB and the Low Standard cross-up hits, he can then combo that to A and then B for 3 damage while keeping the opponent in his mix-up blender. His back A normal attack is Truth Geyser, a ground pound that erupts the fountain of coins because money is the ultimate truth. This move launches on hit, allowing for a juggle. It's easy to juggle with his forward A lunging punch. The sequence back A, forward A, cancel the B will deal 2 damage and cause the B to hit very meaty. That's an unfortunate fighting game term, meaning that the very end of the attack will touch them, and it makes you especially safe afterwards. His forward A is also notable in that you can hold the button down to send out an illusion to fool the opponent. They might try to react to it, but the real Quince is waiting to punish. It's fast, so it's low risk to throw out that illusion here and there. Quince's C special move, Dodge the Question, can get him out of trouble. He's invulnerable from the very first frame of this attack as he splits into two images. This lets him slip out of sticky situations as the expert politician he is. You control which Quince is the real one by holding left to right. After the split, he will automatically perform his Righteous Zeal attack, and so will the illusion of him. If the opponent expects this move, they can punish it, but it can be pretty confusing which is which. Quince's jumping attacks are a punch, his B button positive spin, and his C button mirror called alternative facts. There's a lot going on with his positive spin move. It's generally unsafe, but there's a lot he can do with it. First, he can hold down the button to make an illusion of it. The real Quince will continue his jump arc when you do this, so you can create a positive spin illusion and then come down with a real punch. Next, after doing either a real or illusion version of this move, he can do another action in the air. So he can do air B twice in a row, or an illusion B and then a real B, or a real B and then an illusion B. That sequence is especially useful because it leaves him safe afterwards. His Air C mirror can hit the opponent for 0 damage, which is still useful because it puts them in hit stun and generally gets in their way. It can also reflect projectiles. That's pretty useful, but you can also put it over their head anytime you get a chance, then start pressuring. Another use of the mirror is placing it after doing Air B, just to get it in their way. You can even set up tricky situations like knocking them down with Air B, placing the mirror behind them, and then threaten them with a lunge punch. If it hits, the mirror's hit stun allows you to combo a punch into B for 3 damage. You can also just stay back, place a mirror, and do some illusion Air B moves, just to give the opponent the opportunity to react in a stupid way. Quince's ground super, Patriot Mirror, gives him access to a huge amount of power if he can pull it off. The mirror itself can reflect projectiles, and while it doesn't do any damage, if it hits, it then triggers a time-limited mode called Two Truths. A blue meter counts down, showing how much time you have left in this mode. In the mode, all his illusions are real. That means they can actually hit the opponent. If the opponent hits an illusion, it will go away, but the true Quince won't take any damage. During Two Truths, your lunge punch becomes a rapid-fire lockdown. It will only combo twice, but it's still pretty good. His Air B becomes a huge, slow-moving projectile that he can do twice each jump. And pressing ground B once for high standard gives you the benefit of a real illusion low standard without the true Quince having to spend time in that animation. That lets him do some powerful combos, mix-ups, and lockdowns. Another note about Patriot Mirror, even if they block it, the mirror won't go away until they block it 3 times. That gives you a chance to mix them up with BB while they're stuck blocking. Quince's Air Super, Consent of the Governed, is a full-screen flying punch. Regardless of if it hits or not, 2 illusionary Quinces appear to fight alongside you. They do random moves and create a lot of confusion. Consent of the Governed is invulnerable to start, which ensures you'll win any air-to-air battles. This is especially important after your B special, High Standard. That puts opponents in a mix-up where they don't know if you'll attack or throw from the front, or cross up from behind, and they might try to jump out to avoid that mix-up. If they do, you can beat their jump with your invulnerable Air Super. You can even use the Air Super as a way to get in safely and start your mix-up since it's safe on block. If your Air Super counter hits, meaning it hits the opponent out of the start of their move, it has the special property of giving you full super meter. It also causes a ground bounce that lets you combo for 3 damage or combo into your Patriot Mirror ground super. Your dream scenario is if you can be in Two Truths mode from Patriot Mirror while also having illusions out from your Consent of the Governed Air Super. The two ways to do that are to counter hit with the Air Super, then combo into the ground super as we just showed. Or you can start off by hitting with the ground super, then Yomi counter a throw to get full super meter, then immediately Air Super. Either way, if you pull off this dream scenario, you'll be fighting alongside multiple illusionary copies of Quince.
Here comes a new challenger.
Who is my equal?
Round 1. Fight! Counter! Round 2. Fight! Perfect! Round 3. Fight! Round 4. Fight! KO! You lose.
Which is the lawyer to Gray, who schemes Sky and Luke try to plan a keeping proof, be especially vulnerable by holding left to right. After the split, he will up this illusion here and there to send out an illusion to fool the opponent. They might try to react to it, but the real Quince is waiting to punish. It's fast, so it's low risk to throw out that illusion here and there. Quince's C special move, Dodge the Question, can get him out of trouble. He's invulnerable from the very
Wins.
The Chancellor has arrived.
Jaina.
You wanna fight?
Justice! 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 Positive defense! Seeing double! Seeing double! Seeing double! Justice! Justice! Seeing double! Sons of the Gobble! Retreating! Seeing double! Too true! Welcome! Justice! Seeing double! Justice! Seeing double! Hello! Seeing double! Justice! Justice!
It's kind of weird. All you need is just hit that one punch. All you need to do is hit this one punch right here. Wow.
Seeing double.
What?
Here comes a new challenger.
What?
Justice.
Round one. Fight. Counter.
Seeing double.
Round two. Fight. KO.
Seeing double.
Round three. Fight. KO. Perfect. Round four. Fight. KO. Perfect. Round five. Fight.
Assist.
Counter. Round six. Fight. KO. Perfect. Round seven. Fight.
Seeing double. It's my turn.
KO.
Well, everybody think that's
You
the
win.
Everybody should know by now that's not a real grab.
Here comes a new challenger.
I think.
My time.
Oh, Xbox player.
Round one. Fight.
How can you play? Not smart.
Time spiral.
KO.
Behind you now.
Round two. Fight.
Here. Time spiral. Flash gear.
Fight!
Flash gear. Time to fight. Flash gear. Time to fight. Flash gear. Time to fight. Flash gear. Just a moment. Flash gear. Time to spiral. Flash gear. Time to fight.
KO! Round 4. Fight!
Time to fight. Flash gear.
KO! Perfect! Round 5. Fight!
Just a moment. Flash gear. Flash gear. Fine style. Flash gear.
KO! Round 6. Fight!
Time style. Time style. Just a moment. Flash gear. Time spiral. Flash gear.
You win!
I don't understand what people keep on thinking they could beat me. Here's the reason why I play this character. And it's not because he looked kind of like a Naruto character.
Seeing double! Seeing double! Seeing double! Justice! 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 Justice!
What was that achievement? Enter the dojo. Spend 5 minutes in practice. This character is so confusing.
Sing double. Sing double. Sing double. Sing double. Sing double. Sing double.
Here comes a new challenger.
I have an idea.
Round one. Fight. KO. Perfect. Round two. Fight. Counter. KO. Round three. Fight. KO. Round four. Fight. Counter. Round five. Fight. Counter. KO. Round six. Fight. Counter. You lose. Round one. Fight. Counter. 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 Round two. Fight. Counter. KO. Round three. Fight. Counter. 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 Perfect. Round four. Fight. Counter. 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 Round five. Fight. Counter. KO. Round six. Fight. KO. Perfect.
doing best out of me.
Fight! Counter! KO! Round 2. Fight! KO!
I had that.
Round 3. Fight! Counter! Counter! KO! Round 4.
Why are you
Fight.
spamming Rainbow?
Counter! Counter! Round 5. Fight! Counter! Counter! Round 6. Fight! Counter! KO! You lose.
Reflect!
Zetsuki.
Can't catch me.
Zetsuki.
Can't
Shayna.
catch me. You wanna fight?
Here comes a new challenger.
I have an idea.
Round 1. Fight! KO! Round 2. Fight! Counter! KO! Round 3. Fight! KO! Round 4. Fight!
It's so irritating.
He's literally using a S tier character.
Round one. Fight. KO. Round two. Fight.
I own this guy.
Round three. Fight. KO. Round four. Fight. Round five. Fight. Round six. Fight. Counter. KO.
Behind you now.
You win. Round one. Fight. Counter. Counter. KO. Round two. Fight. Counter. Counter. KO. Round three. Fight. Round four. Fight. KO. Perfect. Round five. Fight. Round six. Fight. Counter. 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 KO. KO. Perfect. You win.
Got my revenge. Let's go. Oh yeah. Also, by the way, I know I spelled so right now wrong. I also like fixing it.
What is that?
Setsuki Haruki is a ninja student at the Fox's Den School. She's eager to learn, especially from Brave, and she's incredibly fast, agile, and stealthy. Setsuki is a rushdown character. She has only 5 hit points, tied for least in the game, but she makes up for it with her ability to overwhelm the opponent with speed and tricks. Let's start with her air moves. Her air A, B, and C are Dive Kick, Kunai Toss, and Flying Fox. Her Flying Fox can be done toward the opponent or away, and she can do it 2 times before landing. On hit or on block, she can also cancel it into her Dive Kick or her Kunai. Her bread and butter combo is Flying Fox, Dive Kick, normal attack, then super. That's 4 damage, and it's one of the most practical 4 damage combos to land in real matches in the whole game. There's 2 drawbacks to be aware of here, though. She can only do this combo if she has Super Meter, and the Flying Fox move has pretty low priority. So if you really need a high priority attack, it's best to start with Dive Kick and only do 3 damage total. Her Kunai is a great help here, though. When she's far, she can throw it pretty safely and use it as cover. This lets her do Flying Fox more safely, and it can lead to a whopping 5 damage combo if the opponent somehow happens to get hit by the Kunai. It's possible for opponents to hit the Kunai out of the air to avoid damage, but it's still a great way to fish for an opening. Now for her ground moves. Her slide is safe on block, and it gives plenty of frame advantage, meaning she recovers before the opponent. Her neutral AA is a 2-hit series of knee, then elbow. Her knee is one of the fastest moves in the game. Though it doesn't normally combo to elbow, it's still a good pressure sequence, and if you counter hit with the knee, meaning you hit the opponent out of the start of a move, then it really does combo to the elbow. For example, if someone tries to throw you and you hit them out of their throw attempt with AA, it will be a true combo for 2 damage. Her double palm, which she learned from Brave, reaches a bit farther than her knee. Characters can't usually cancel normal moves to super, but Setsuki's knee, elbow, and double palm can all cancel to super. Her slide doesn't cancel into her super, but it can still combo to super anyway after the slide recovers, if it was just right. Her ground super, Esper Dash, has come up a lot already. Unlike most supers in Fantasy Strike, this one is mostly for combos. It's not invulnerable at the start, and one of Setsuki's weaknesses is that she has no true reversal. That said, her super does become invulnerable after it travels a bit, so you can go through projectiles if you plan ahead. Setsuki's B is her ninja port. She dashes forward and hits as she flickers into an invulnerable state, then she ends with a very high priority kick with a huge hitbox. It's kind of like a Dragon Punch from other games, but you can only do it after the ninja port. Her double palm combos to the first hit of the ninja port kick for a true 2 damage combo, but it's a bit risky to do because she's then committed to do the big kick at the end, which they might punish. The 2 hits of her ninja port kick don't usually combo, but if you space yourself correctly at the max range of the move, they do combo. The ninja port kick is great at hitting jumpers, and if the opponent doesn't jump, she can hold the B button down to end with a special throw instead. She can generally use this move to cause a lot of confusion and make the opponent question whether they should jump and which direction they should try to block. Setsuki's C button special is Starlight Tumbler. If you hold the C button down, she does a special throw that the opponent has to jump to avoid. Remember, jumps always beat special throws. If you press C instead of holding it, then you can end with either A, B, C, or super. You basically get the same moves as if you were jumping. Ending with A, or Dive Kick, allows you to keep up your pressure. Ending with B can be useful to change your trajectory, allowing you to avoid things like Rook C throw. Ending with C is great to hit jumpers who are trying to avoid your special throw. Ending with super is kind of a trick shot, but it means the opponent can't simply react with a reversal every time they see your Starlight Tumbler. Setsuki's air super is a parry move, sort of like Brave's, but with Setsuki's own flair. After she parries an attack, she disappears, leaving a log in her place. The log can hit the opponent depending on the spacing. Also, Setsuki teleports to the ground and becomes invisible. You can actually control which side she teleports to by holding left or right. Sometimes she can juggle the opponent for a second damage, but in any case, she can use her few seconds of invisibility to confuse the opponent into taking even more damage. Unlike Brave's air parry super, Setsuki's works even against projectiles. You can even use it when you're full screen from the opponent in order to turn invisible if you want. When you put all these pieces together, Satsuki can take control of a match. She can throw kunais, looking for an opportunity to start her pressure. Then she can go in with Flying Fox, threatening a 4-damage combo. She can also pressure with Starlight Tumbler and with her Ninja Board moves, making the opponent feel like she's all over the place. She takes more inputs per second to play than any other character, which is fitting for a character all about speed. Keep practicing and make the Fox's Den School proud. Jaina Stormborn is reckless, rebellious, and a bit of a show-off. That's exactly why Master Midori taught her archery as a way to instill some patience. She wields a magical bow with an endless supply of flame arrows. Jaina is a strong zoning character, one of the best in the game at keeping opponents away. She does it by creating an obstacle course of flame arrows. Her B button shoots a flame arrow. She can do that on the ground or in the air. On the ground, she can hold down the B button to charge it up. Her level 2 shot destroys enemy projectiles and keeps on going. Her level 3 shot is unblockable. In the air, holding B doesn't charge up her shots, but it does allow her to extend her hang time, which can be helpful. Jaina's Air C shoots a different kind of flame arrow diagonally up, and then it rains down a bit later. The most important thing to know about it is that she can have as many of these shots on screen as she can get. Usually, in Fantasy Strike and most fighting games, you can't shoot a projectile while your previous projectile is still on screen. For example, Jaina can only have one horizontal shot on screen at any given time, whether that's her Air B or her Ground B. But she can do Air C shots in addition to that. And to amp it up, her Air Super fires off 3 of these shots at once, and all of that can be in addition as well. For example, she can jump C, and then jump Air Super, and then land and shoot her horizontal B shot. That's a lot of projectiles at once, and it's also a good setup to try to land her unblockable level 3 shot while the opponent is dealing with a rain of fire. Jaina's knee, her forward A normal attack, has a lot of uses. She can travel forward quickly with it, and it's a pretty high priority attack. On hit or on block, she can cancel into an air special. This lets her combo knee into Air B for 2 hits. If you happen to hit the opponent out of the air really high up, you can actually combo into another knee, and then into Air B for 3 damage. Her neutral A is a fast kick that also cancels the specials. Her jumping A is a dive kick with a very shallow angle. She can't really use it to get close to opponents, but if she's already near them, it lets her put together some pretty good rushdown. Her standard 3-hit combo is dive kick, knee, Air B. She can also dive kick, neutral A, ground B. Her roundhouse kick, done with back plus A, can't cancel the special moves, but it reaches pretty far. It lets her poke or sometimes punish things that she otherwise couldn't, because her roundhouse hits faster at long range than any of her other attacks. Jaina usually wants to keep opponents away and make them deal with a lot of arrow shots, but what if they manage to get close? She has 2 invulnerable moves to knock opponents off her, but they each have drawbacks. Keep in mind that even a bad reversal attack is extremely powerful against a solid keep-away character. Jaina's first reversal option is Dragonheart, which is her ground C attack. It's an invulnerable Dragon Punch-style move that knocks opponents away. It has slow startup, but even more notably, it damages herself. Yes, really. You have to be very careful with this move. But if you only have 1 life left, it won't kill you, so you can go hog wild at that point. But keep in mind that Dragonheart is completely unsafe on block. Even though taking self-damage is a big drawback, it can be worth it. If the opponent is jumping into you, and you have to choose between blocking and Dragonheart, well, if you block, it lets the opponent start doing what they want to do. With Dragonheart, it will damage them for 1, as well as damage you for 1, and it will leave the opponent at full screen. You'll probably have to block your next flame arrow too. That way, you're doing what you want to do. Jaina's second reversal option is her ground super, Red Dragon. It doesn't cost her life to use, but it has an enormously long startup. She has to predict a move quite early to hit with Red Dragon. Jumping opponents can even block it on reaction if she does it too late. It still has its uses though, and it does 2 damage on hit. Jaina excels at filling the screen with flame arrows and forcing the opponent to figure out how to deal with it all. She can vary the timing of her obstacle course to frustrate opponents. If they stay back, they'll end up taking block damage. Argagarg is a water shaman and patient fish, known in his circles for his wise advice, even though outsiders wrongly view the fish folk as a savage and violent race. But they couldn't be more wrong. Argagarg is a zoner, a keep-away character. His long-range attacks and water waves keep his opponents far away, while his poison takes away at their life. Let's start with his normal attacks. His forward A attack reaches across the entire screen, and you can cancel its special moves. It's a great zoning tool. His back A punches are short range but very high priority. Have the courage to use this small but effective attack to hit jumping opponents and keep them off of you. His neutral A punch reaches really far, and while it doesn't have the high priority of his back A, the range makes up for it. If you counter-hit a jumper, that is, hit them out of the startup of their attack, they'll fall on their back, and you can combo to forward A for 2 damage. Also keep in mind that Argagarg can cancel all 3 of his ground normal attacks into specials. Jumping A is another long-range attack, this time diagonally downward. Argagarg's flying fish moves are done with the B button. He can press B for a blue fish made of water, or hold B for a purple poison version. The poison version is central to his character, so let's cover that first. The poison fish is really large for starters. It also passes through all obstacles. Enemy projectiles or other objects can't stop it. And it's unblockable. Yes, really, it's unblockable. When it hits, it poisons the opponent. They don't take any damage immediately, but they'll eventually take 2 damage from this poison unless they hit you. If they hit Argagarg while they're poisoned, they'll be cured. While they're poisoned, there's an icon of a flask that moves across their life bar. That shows how long until the poison will take away that particular hit point. Notice that if the opponent gets knocked down, or if they put Argagarg into block stun by forcing him to block the move, the flask will momentarily pause its countdown. That's minor though. The main thing to understand here is that the poison fish's unblockable, unstoppable nature forces the opponent to act. They can't just sit there and do nothing. You can also stack multiple poison fish to poison more and more of their life bar. They could be on the hook to lose 6 or 8 hit points if you can keep them away for that long. And that brings us to the drawback of this move. If they hit you within a few seconds of getting poisoned, then the poison didn't actually do anything. You have to be able to keep them away long enough for the poison to tick to harness Argagarg's full potential. Also, the poison fish has another unusual drawback. It doesn't cause any hit stun. The opponent can simply hit you while you're doing it. They can walk straight through it, get hit by it, but then hit you back. So be careful to only use it when it's safe. You get the poison fish by holding down the B button, but if you press and release the B button, you'll get the blue flying fish. This one is made of water, so it doesn't actually deal any damage at all. It does splash opponents on hit and stuns them for so long that you can usually hit them with your forward A attack for 1 damage. And even if you don't hit them with that, it's still valuable to waste their time with the blue fish if they're poisoned. Argagarg's C special move is Rushing River. He summons a river of water that pushes opponents back. Again, this is helpful to waste their time if they're poisoned, and to keep them away from Argagarg regardless of whether they're poisoned or not. He's better off fighting from a distance. While the river is out, you can press C again to summon an orange fish that jumps out of the river. You can hold back, neutral, or forward during that C button press to get 3 different angles of this fish. It's a real fish, not made of water, so it does actual damage. The neutral version of this is great for keeping away opponents and hitting them if they try to jump in. The back version is good at hitting jumpers who are much closer to you, and the forward version is good for applying some pressure. You can also summon these orange fish even while you're doing another move, or while you're in block stun. There's a bunch of trickery you can do with this, on both the air and the ground. Air B is his staff drill. It's a pretty good or pressure them and threaten a pop if you're feeling risky. You can also combine the bubble with the Ground Sea's orange fish. Then you can choose to pop the bubble with another C button press if you want. For an even more powerful bubble, Argagarg's ground super is Bubble Shield. This summons a bubble around him that you can pop by pressing S again. While the bubble is popping, Argagarg can still move around, block, do attacks, etc. The pop even moves forward with him if you walk. Another really powerful aspect of Bubble Shield is that you can pop it even if you're in block stun. So you can block a move, and while you're stuck in block pose for a moment, you can pop the bubble to hit the opponent out of their attack. Plus, there's another powerful property of Bubble Shield. When you initiate it, the game is briefly paused. This lets you see what the opponent is doing, and it allows you to do the correct response on reaction. It's especially good to do as you get it from a knockdown when the opponent has you in a mix-up. Another property to know about: while Bubble Shield is up, your Air Sea Sparkling Bubble is powered up too. It travels faster, and the pop of this super bubble has a huge invulnerable hitbox. You'll fall.
Here comes a new challenger. Unshakable.